One of the links that you boys put out yesterday was a potential out. They're going to have to, if they're going to sign a striker, which clearly, that would be the signing left if they were going to make another one. They're going to have to get rid of someone. And one of the links you put out yesterday was Sammie Szmodics, who has obviously not had the best of seasons, been injured, not really hit any kind of form. And you put out a link yesterday saying that Derby County are interested in taking him to Pride Park.
Yeah, I've mentioned it on previous podcasts before. Derby are very interested in him. John Eustace seems to want to rebuild his entire Blackburn side and staff setup at Derby. Already brought quite a few across with him, and Sam Szmodics is someone that he tried to get back last summer, and that got shut down by Ipswich pretty quickly. The situation has obviously changed over the last 6 months with how Ipswich's squad's been built, the form and the injury setbacks that Szmodics has had. So Derby are back in for him, and Ipswich are a little bit more open to doing something there, but the price has to be right. So at the moment, my understanding is their offer falls well short of Ipswich's valuation, but I think this will get there between now and 7 p.m. They'll come to an agreed price, and it's just not quite worked out for Sammie Szmodics, has it, since that 9 million move from Blackburn after that early goal at Man City, which seems incredible looking back at it. The overhead kick at Tottenham, had his moments in the Premier League, but last year, the calendar year of 2025, was a frustrating stop-start one for him, wasn't it? And we hope that he would be right back at home in the Championship, where he scored so many goals for Blackburn, back in his favoured sort of number 10 second striker role. For whatever reason, it just hasn't kind of worked for Szmodics, and it looks like Ipswich are going to have to take a bit of a hit on the 9 million that they paid for him and move on.
Well then, AJ, let's play Football Manager. What would you accept? What would you take for? What would you be after for Sammie Szmodics? And if he does leave, your thoughts on that move?
Tricky this one, isn't it? Because there's a lot of different factors that kind of cancel each other out, where the negatives would be his age, his injury record. I mean, I say age like I'm Ross here, but yeah, his age, his injury record, his form. Stu, can you remind me when his contract runs out? What the deal was that he signed?
It was a 4-year deal he signed, so he's still got 2.5 years left on that. So fairly well protected.
On the flip side, you've got that. You've got the fact that he's a Golden Boot winner. You've got the fact that there's an obvious desire for Derby to want to sign him because of the links to the manager. All of those different kind of things. It probably spits you out somewhere around the £5 million mark, I would say. It's going to have to be a hit on the 9. I've seen Derby fans saying, given his record recently in his injury history as well, they wouldn't want to kind of push the boat out beyond 2, 3, something like that. I think it will definitely have to be more than that. I think it might have to be a compromise somewhere in the middle between what the two parties would want, and that will probably spit you out at 4.5 plus add-ons, maybe. I'm speculating. Yeah.